Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I said the end, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I don't affirmly straight apply. Or when I'm stand up for the stone, I live my life. Been east to rich when east and they stick when I make it thighs. But the schoolies never bet for me, my dough is still for thighs. I'm the horn, niggas know they cute you, I keep out the bone. But let's get you know my me, you must be up the shown. And when I see a niggas fine, you will say up front. And if they got me know, then I, you know I did the con. You up the icon, I see the fact. This ain't I'm easy, but I hate I wake, so what I pack. I keep a searing in the rain, then I smoke as trash. And if I get, I'll keep a far. I know some planet, yeah. Taking trash to the sky from my reason to living. All the flu on the blame that resenting me reeling. Dax kicking out of love, I might never be willing. Bitch, you'll never know what you I can never forget. But tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I 7 in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, you know by now it's on the line of people, but you never know this name, it's Kanana sequel. Sticking fresh, taking down, so the solid needle. Put down, stay the time to line like you want the needles. And if you hate when I like the brown, it's like your cam in the ground till they come a nine. But I got so fresh up and through the moose confused. And now I know what's up and noon and that was all fuck you. Say you never lose, takes us later, Parikana. I was go, he's not a like a bagel, Drake your face. But I was thinking to his soul when y'all was by the cover. And now I rain, man, I ain't like the make whatever. I say complain, flame mind, you gave me no restriction. This nap so hard, go within and never missing. Convinced that you need love me now, but sure and never tripping. It's the amazing saw, boy, yo, come and get tripping. Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I say the name, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream.
Welcome back. This is GPTV1 Live. I finally got my vocals ready to go on this live stream. I was having some technical difficulties, and as I was trying to go into doing my live stream, I'm doing my thing and all that, I noticed my vocals is dropping out of there. So I was having some technical stuff going on. I had some things running in the background. It wouldn't allow my microphone to work, but now I've got those things cleared up. So I'm back with you all. I tried to do 2 other live streams, and I had some people coming in on this, and I really hated I had to start this all over again. And I should have just had my stuff together. But you know, it still became it's still a great topic to talk about. You know, the federal agents coming to Memphis. The task force is coming. KASH PATEL, the FBI director, he's strengthening Memphis federal office. This is GPTV1 live stream. Before we dive into this wild ride, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Let's get into it. I got a real burner for this live stream. The FBI is sending a task force to Memphis, Tennessee, the city they've tagged as the murder capital of America per capita. Yeah, you heard that right. This ain't just any crime story. It's one that dives deep into the heart of a city facing grim statistics and real life consequences. So grab you a snack, maybe some chips or a cold drink, and sit back for the ride. As we unravel what's going on in the streets of Memphis, this ain't just news. It's a conversation that needs to happen. So let's keep it real, keep it raw, and dive in together. If you're ready, let's go. Welcome to the GP Inner Circle. What up, though, GP fam? I'm excited to announce that the GP membership is now officially active. This is your chance to step up and show your support in a way that truly matters. By joining the Inner Circle, you will unlock exclusive perks, tailored just for the most dedicated supporters, because you deserve nothing less. But that's not all. The Super Chat feature is now live, giving you an even greater opportunity to engage with me and the community in real time. Your support fuels my passion and creativity, inspiring me to deliver the kind of fire content that only the GP fam deserves. So why wait? Join the GP membership today and be a part of something special. Let's elevate this community together, because when you thrive, we all thrive. Welcome to the inner circle. Your journey starts now. Much love. Yeah, I'm back. This GP TV1 live stream. And I do this all for you all, but today's topic is a burner. FBI Director KASH PATEL said exclusively he's coming into Memphis. He's sending that task force here. But like I said, who's joining me right now, I was having technical difficulties in those last two live streams I was trying to go through, but I got it together now and my vocals is clicking right now. So I want to share my screen and sort of get my thoughts on what these guys were talking about in this interview right here. So this is huge right here. Share my screen and let's see what the director is talking about here.
A police force for America, a fentanyl overdose to occur and kill an American citizen every 7 minutes. That prior FBI leadership, Comey, McCabe, left us an FBI that allowed for a woman or child to be raped every 6.5 minutes in this country. That same leadership structure left us an FBI permitted a man or woman to be killed twice an hour in this country. That's our response to them. When I go to Congress and I go to the Hill, I say, hey, I'm not policing your neighborhood because it's a Republican or Democratic. I'm asking you for help on what your priorities are and what your resources needs are and where you need training, and we're going to send them to you. That's why we're putting 1,500 FBI employees into the field and outside of Washington, D.C. Now, if the Democrats want to play politics with that, they're the elected officials. They get to say what they want. But yelling at me and Bongino, we could take it all day long.
I don't even understand why. Why did they do that? I mean, why put the FBI and its reputation at risk? What, it was just to win an election? Why?
Because they're weak. Because they're weak. I hate weak.
This is a serious looking dude right here. But politics is going to be all surrounding this thing. And I think a lot of this got to do with going after these illegal immigrants. So it's plenty of Hispanic people around in the Memphis area and Tennessee in general, Mississippi and all of that. So I do think that got a lot to do with this. But let's go on. This guy right here has a serious look on his face. That's that Donald Trump look.
I can't stand it. They didn't have, we're on TV, so I already said BS once. But they didn't have the guts, the courage, or the character to do the right thing. They did the easy thing. Donald Trump became a convenient political football. They thought they could leverage. They thought with the media on their side that they'd get away with it.
I know there are cells.
I see a few people in here. Salute to y'all. Thanks for stopping by GP TV1. Please click that like button, subscribe button, share.
Drug trafficking cells and human trafficking cells. How significant is this in America?
It's everywhere. I mean, when you open up the border, that's not a political statement. The border was open for 4 years. So what happens is crime metastasizes. What happens is you have hundreds of thousands of illegals come across, and a bunch of them are really bad criminals. Not all of them, but a bunch of them. And then they nest into societies. And this is why we're rolling out Mexican street gang task forces across the country.
Uh-oh, did y'all hear that? Mexican, let me play that again. Mexican, I'm just gonna let it, but Mexican. I hope y'all heard that. Let me play it back just a little bit. I gotta hear that again.
Rolling out Mexican street gang task forces across.
Mexican street gang task forces. So it's strictly for you Hispanics. Trump trying to get them illegal immigrants out of here. Trump do not like drug dealers, gangsters, hoodsters, gang banging, ballers, kingpin, cartels. He do not like the street elements at all. He feel like they terrorize America. And white collar people are his buddies, not the street thugs, not the gangsters.
Because it's not the international gangs that are just the problem. It's these inner city gangs that exist in one or two towns here and there and have metastasized and taken over the drug trade, the sex trafficking trade, the child forced labor trade, and the gang trade. They are all in, and no one has been focusing on them because our cities and our elected leadership has allowed them to.
Uh-oh, you talking about the local politics. Y'all not doing your job, according to this guy.
Live without being policed. But that's over now that Dan and I are in the seat.
This is so scary. What do you want to say to families out there, mothers who are afraid for their young?
So that's one of the things. They want people panicking and stuff like that. That's just a normal, everyday thing. That's just what they do. Especially people that's behind the scenes. There's always a tug of war in this country. The left pulling against the right.
Girls, that they may get taken.
Everybody, Anthony here from.
Let me turn that down right there. You know, they got to make their money too. I ain't mad at
watching
them.
this today. There is, I hate cliches, but there really is a new sheriff in town. His name's Donald J. Trump. This administration, in conjunction with General Bondi and our director, KASH PATEL, I'm in the brief area with the five of us. Emil, the P-Dag, Todd, the DAG, AG, Cash, and me, every morning over at DOJ. The attitude every morning from the president on down, he, the president of the United States, wants this FBI to be able to, in 1 month, 6 months, a year, or 2 years, wants to be able to get out in front of the American people and say, your lives are noticeably different. He doesn't want fairy tales, Aesop's fables. He doesn't want any of that stuff. He wants people to be able to touch it and feel it. I don't care if you're in Stewart, Florida, or Harlem, New York. He wants you to walk outside and say, wow.
Man, look how serious that dude, look at that look he got on his face.
Neighborhood does look different.
Where are
Your gang on the way to Memphis, huh?
the biggest cells in the country? And how does it work? Are there spotters? Like, how does it work?
It's based on a variety of factors. So when it comes to trafficking, you got to look at the interstate system and look at the intersections of the interstate system running through the Midwest and across the country. Then you just got to look for hard evidence. I didn't know this till my confirmation process, but Memphis, Tennessee is the homicide capital of America per capita. Didn't know that.
This is short explanation on what they mean by per capita is based on the population there. They may go by every 100,000 in a town or something. So this what makes it stand out. So, but then it's a lot of high profile stuff that happened in Memphis, Tennessee. And there's just so many vloggers and podcasters that speak so negatively. And these people be watching that stuff. Well,
We have a problem there. We're now addressing it. We're rolling out one of our task forces in the state of Tennessee. But we also know that Ohio possesses.
You just said it. You sending them down there.
With the trafficking is through just because of the interstate. So you have to get out.
They're going to be all over the highway too. So, and, you know, I just got word from, well, I ain't going to say I got word. I spoke with a police officer, and he was telling me that this is just general conversation. I didn't even know this guy. It was just small talk. But he's saying that police is pulling people over, you know, so they pull you over and you look like a Hispanic or something, and they want to see some ID.
Out there in the field, not just let the FBI agents and intel folks get out there and do the work, but partner with state and local law enforcement, which is a priority, and tribal law enforcement. That's a big, big deal for us. We are not forgetting about Indian country. They suffer from the same violent crime that we do in the rest of America, and we're going to help them. And that's how you learn the ground-based level facts that you need to deploy our assets. We're not coming up with anything fancy. We're just attacking the problem, but we're smart enough to go after the information and say, that's where the problem is because you told us it's there. Now we know we're going.
That's interesting. What about the big cities? I mean, we've heard about Trinidad being.
So Memphis not a big city? Then what is it then?
We're about to ruin your summer if you're a bad guy. So I'm just warning you now, like, don't buy movie tickets because you're probably not.
Uh-oh. don't go get them movie tickets. If you're a bad guy, they plan to give you hell this summer.
Cash them in. So the director and I put something together in conjunction with our DOJ partners, General Bondi and Dag Blanche, actually this morning. And if you're a violent criminal, the FBI under our leadership, we don't care who gets the credit. All we care about is making your streets safer, actually safer.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stop sharing my screen right there. And y'all heard it first from the FBI director. I don't know who that other guy was, maybe his assistant director or something like that, but y'all heard it first from him. He putting the task force together and he planned to come into Memphis, Tennessee. There's no question about that. Will it help curb crime in Memphis, Tennessee? I don't know. We just got to remain and see. You know, we got to get problems in all these urban cities, all these major cities, all of them got problems, you know. So it's just so many podcasters that be talking bad about Memphis, Tennessee, you know. And I think that Say So P hit that happened downtown Memphis, that says a lot right there. And I just said it's going to be more to that. They're not going to be just looking for the people who actually shot and killed that guy. I believe one of the killers got killed. I don't even know if they caught up with that other guy or not, because a lot of these stories be trending and then they die down. So Say So P, I don't know any more updates on that particular story. I don't know if they caught that other guy, but just merely the fact that he got killed down there, I said it's going to be something else behind that, you know, not on the street level, but I mean on a political level, because you coming down there with all these celebrities and tourists and all that type stuff, and you do a brazen hit like that, they're not going to stand for that. They're not going to stand for it. So they're going to make an example out of somebody. So, but I think that's one of those incidents that brings a lot of attention. And that was a story that was floating around on social media, the social Say So P, excuse me. But I like to go into more details about these stories and stuff. So I want to go to this news report. And again, the people that tried to come in on the last live stream, I was having some difficulty. I had some stuff going in the background or whatever, so it wouldn't let my mic work. So I'm doing a live stream, don't even know my vocals not even working. But I want to go to this article right here, and I want to get the Memphis perspective, and it's the Commercial Appeal, which is a credible news source based in Memphis. I trust them with their news reporting, and just want to go over and get a little bit more detail on what's going on. What do they think from the Memphis perspective? So FBI Director KASH Patel, this name Patel means something in the Indian community. Kumar Patel, it's a certain meaning behind that. I'm not saying it's affecting his job or whatever, but just wanted to point that out. FBI Director KASH Patel targets Memphis and Fox News show how homicide rate factors in. So the key points are FBI Director KASH Patel stated Memphis is the homicide capital of America per capita. Patel announced an FBI task force will be deployed to Tennessee to address crime in Memphis. Crime statistics for the first quarter of 2025 show an overall decrease in crime in Memphis compared to the same period in 2024. So as of now, in the first quarter, the overall crime is down in Memphis, Tennessee, but yet they sending these agents to the town. So, but again, I think a lot of that got to do with going after these illegal immigrants. I really do. Trump, he just don't like the thugs, the gangsters, the gangbangers, the hustlers, the pimps. He don't like that element. He prefer the white collar people. So he want the white collar people to take over the hoods. The FBI director called Memphis the homicide capital of America. Patel, who assumed his position as director of the FBI on February 21st. Before he started in his position, Patel said he would work to keep an FBI field office open in Memphis. So the first plan was to consolidate the state's 3 offices into one in Nashville. So they had one in Chattanooga, one in Memphis, and one in Nashville. Federal law enforcement, including the FBI, ATF, and U.S. Marshals, have long worked alongside Memphis police in some instances, such as the Fugitive Apprehension Team. Federal agents are embedded within the department. So, it's agents in Memphis, they got some down there, but they focus maybe on something else. So he wants them to point directly at Memphis. FBI director calls Memphis the homicide capital of America. Yeah, y'all stated that. So what does it say right here? May 18 to discuss National Police Week, maintain the country's safety, rebuilding trust in the FBI, and addressing corruption in the industry. So there we go. There your word right there, corruption. Yeah. What about them cops that beat up on Tyree? During the interview, Patel brought up Memphis' highly publicized history with crime and homicide, excuse me. I didn't know this until my confirmation process. He said that in that interview, and this is something interesting right here. This is from Senator Brent Taylor, a representative from Memphis. I don't know if they are Republican or not. But Senator Brent Taylor responded to Patel's comments on X, formerly known as Twitter, saying an FBI task force is coming to Memphis. So this is what Taylor wrote right here. Despite sometimes being the only voice willing to fight to save our community. So in a lot of cases, he felt like he's the only voice speaking up for the community. FBI Director KASH Patel's focus on Memphis crime fuels our help. With the Trump administration's support, we're poised to tackle crime head on, proving Memphis is a vibrant community worth of investments and a brighter future. Okay, so this guy right here, this senator that represents Memphis, he's welcoming the FBI into the community. Who is KASH Patel? That's just a little bit of his background or whatever. KASH Patel on the Memphis FBI office. So this stuff is basically talking about the former director, the predecessor, Christopher Wray. And the original plan was to consolidate those offices. So this guy coming in, changing everything around. In October, that approximately 450 FBI employees will remain in Memphis, with only a few leadership positions relocated to Nashville. So they're going to have 450 FBI agents. Well, not agents, just said employees. So during his hearing regarding his nomination, Patel stated he will maintain an active field office in Memphis rather than converting the office into a resident agency. So a resident agency is like a smaller office. Now, a task force to combat crime in Memphis can also be expected in the near future. And they putting that stuff together right now. So it's just a bunch of stats right here. Crime is down across the board for Memphis in the first quarter. I don't want to go through all this data type of stuff, but y'all can see it. If y'all stepping in, thank you for joining GPTV1. Make sure I click that like button. My vocals is working right now. There's more stats right here. I'm not going to go into all of that right there. Bunch of stats, the data that's showing that the crime is down. And those stats go into databases. And I believe the FBI can dip into those databases and, come up with the data they need. But a lot of this stuff be highly publicized. Dolph was a highly publicized case. The Say So Pete thing, even though he's not considered like the top rapper or the popular rapper, he's more ascending upward. But still, it's still trending in the vlog circuit, So a lot of podcasters covered that story. And when you see stuff like that, man, they just gonna do something about it. They're not gonna take that sitting down. So the FBI is definitely on its way to Memphis, Tennessee. They want to beef up their office. They're going to keep all those employees in that town. And I want to dip over to P. Diddy right quick. And that case right there, just give a little update to the GP community. That case right there is so crazy. It just causes chaos. And there's one thing that's reported that P. Diddy expected to be a frenzy outside the courtroom. At least that's allegedly that's what he wanted. That's what he think. He think he should have some Michael Jackson type action where thousands of people showing up outside the courtroom. He should be thinking it should be media and just a frenzy out there. So that's typical of a narcissist. They expect that type of stuff. And, when you cause a bunch of chaos in a case, it's highly likely that you may win that case. And right now, to me, I don't see this RICO thing that they talking about. They've been talking this RICO charge. Most people don't see that. What we see is two junkies fighting each other. I do believe they proven the transportation of these sex workers and all that. That's basically, hey, you travel from here to there. They got that case, but the RICO part, we just not seeing that yet. To me, it's too focused on him and Cassie fighting. So I don't consider this a RICO charge against P. Diddy. I consider this Cassie versus P. Diddy. So that's my little update on the P. Diddy case. But back to the FBI coming into Memphis, Tennessee, and they tagged Memphis as the murder capital. This was just a conversation I was just having on one of my episodes. Y'all got to go check out my playlist, The Real Memphis, Tennessee. And we talked about this very topic right here. Me and Mac Tip, we had a great discussion on there. I see a few people in here. Y'all can click that like button and jump in the chat. Let me know what y'all think. Donate to the channel if you can. I appreciate it. Your support means everything to me. And I certainly do this all for you all. But you have to go back and check out that playlist. We had a great discussion. We highlighted some things about Memphis, and we also discussed Memphis being the murder capital. And we discussed that so many people talk bad about the city. They look at the Memphis people like they just stone nuts out there. They telling people don't go there, the people crazy there, all this stuff. So that all plays in the hands of this type of stuff. This would bring the federal agents into your town. And I don't think it's just about curbing the crime in Memphis. I really don't. I don't think it's just about curbing the crime in Memphis. I think it's about getting at these illegal immigrants. That's what I do. I think that he believed that they helping with the crime in America. Anybody that comes off like terrorizing the communities, the neighborhoods, and all that stuff, Trump just want to get rid of you. If it was up to Trump, he'd just send a couple of missiles over there to Mexico and just destroy those cartels. If it was up to him, But he's doing some cleansing. He's an authoritarian type of guy, very authoritative, and it's almost like Hitler-like, in a sense, if you really think about it. So anybody that look Hispanic, I hope y'all got y'all IDs together. So this is GPTV1. If you're stopping by, click that like button. Talking about Memphis being tagged as the murder capital of America per capita. And talking about he coming up with this task force to send directly into Memphis. The same thing did in Chicago. And they went into LA. They took Big U down. So you may see some indictments or RICO charges coming out of Memphis, Tennessee. I'm sure it's coming for sure. So they say they sending them agents, and everybody know how the FBI work. Once they get up on you, you basically done. Well, I ain't gonna say you done. I don't like to convict people and just send them to prison. You stopping by, say what up, though, to you. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. You can leave a comment if you want to. It's all to the good. Your comments will be displayed. You want a shout out? Hit me up. Share this live stream. And also, I also want to discuss that. Let the audience know that I'm just gonna keep loading the channel up with content. I'm not even really focusing on numbers right now. Right now, I just want to load it up with content. But also, when I build the subscribers up even more, step off into a separate space And we're going to be talking about money. We're talking about making some money, investing in that type of stuff. Because I got people that calls me and they want to pay me to show them about crypto and all that type of stuff. I still get those phone calls. So I appreciate they even call me about that. So I'm going to try to figure out how can I get a little poll going on and see how many people would be interested in that. And then we're just going to step off in another space and we're going to dig into this market. We're going to be all about making the money, making some money. You know, GP is all about investing for sure. So I always keep my eyes on the market. And speaking of Trump and them, they just robbing it. They've been robbing him before he got into office. That's a fact, man. That's why white collar people are like Trump's buddies and stuff like that. And he don't like them street thugs and he look at them as terrorists, you know. That's just fact. That's just how he look at it, you know. So I also got a documentary I'm working on too. I'm really loving how it's coming together. You know, I'm learning how to put a real script together as far as doing a documentary. It would not be an episode or a podcast episode or nothing like that. So GP is stepping into that type of production. So be on the lookout for that. And it's going to be about the man in the Oval Office and all the conflicts he's having, you know, throughout the world, you know. So that's what it's going to be based upon. So it's going to be a lot of research done into that project. So be looking for that. But like I said, I'm going to keep loading content onto this channel. But as of now, I got to get ready to sign out of here. And I want to thank everybody that stopped by. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties on those other live streams. I see a lot of people stepping in there. But we're going to do this again. I appreciate it, though. And y'all know how I say all the time, stay blessed out there, stay safe. And before I get out of here, I like my single, the song I play in the intro, and I want to end this live stream with playing that song. I really like it. So I may release it as a single. And that's another thing I'm gonna be building up on this channel is a music catalog. So I'm definitely gonna have a music catalog and I'm putting together now. So I got a couple songs on there. I may release this single right here. I really like it though. I see a few people in here. Click that like button. You can hit up the super chat. Join the membership. I got some perks going on, and it's all designed for dedicated listeners. Shouts out to all the people that have been down with this channel since day one. I appreciate people that keep listening to the older content. You know, people still commenting on all that stuff. So I still get a lot of views on the back end. You know, I get plenty of views. So, but again, right now, I'm not even focusing on that. I haven't been on this channel in maybe a couple years. So, and people just saw the channel. My partner was like, you need to get back on there and start posting again. So I'm back and I'm full blast ahead, you know. I'm glad to be back in the saddle. So, but again, stay blessed out there, fam. Catch me on the next live stream. I promise to have another hot topic for y'all to discuss. This conversation need to be had right here, and just be aware that federal agents are coming into Memphis, a task force directly straight at Memphis, Tennessee. It's been deemed as the murder capital per capita. And that's really deep right there. So, but anyway, let me check out of here, fam. One love.
Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Tune in.